So today I'm making diggers. I don't even remember where the recipe's from. Might be hairy bikers. Anyway, it's fairly straightforward to make, and this is what you will need. You will need 120 grams of plain flour. Oh, far too much. Scoop some out. There we go. And 225 grams of sugar. A 100 grams of oats, which may or may not be exactly what I've got in here, but we'll see. Well, near enough. That can go for washing. And then we need 85 grams of coconut, which I have left in the cupboard. So now we have to climb back up. So regardless of whether this is enough, that's all I've got, so we'll have to do. So we're looking for 85 grams. And that's not enough, but we did put a bit more oats in than we needed to. So that can go for washing. So that's the dry stuff. And now we have to mix the golden syrup and the butter in a pan. So next up we need a saucepan and 125 grams of butter. Which I suspect will be all of this plus an extra bit. This one's freshly out of the fridge, hence the sharp knife. So we're up to 62 grams, so we need 125. Well, not quite enough. Oh, maybe just a smidgen more. There we go. And allegedly a tablespoon of golden syrup. But if my flapjack recipe is anything to go by, the answer will be a lot more than that. So for good measure, you can always add more oats if you make it too runny. I am going to put in a bigger spoonful. And then we've got to do something funny with bicarbonate of soda and boiling water once this is melted. So I'll go and do that and then I'll come back. I inadvertently dropped my measuring spoons into the washing up, so now I'm having to guess at it. So, there's a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and 2 tablespoons of boiling water. And I think it's just going to thicken up the butter mixture once that's finished. Not entirely clear why. And then we mix the two together and press it into a tin. Similar idea to flapjack. So, lasagna dish that I always use for flapjack as well. tiny little bit of oil, brush it round so that the paper sticks to the oil and the tin, so that you don't lose too much of your tin shape. Got some greaseproof paper to vaguely fit. And then a little bit more oil on the paper so that the diggers don't actually stick to the paper. This should also help stick the paper to the tin. So the butter's melted, and as you can see, it's gone quite frothy with the bicarbonate of soda. And the moment of truth: have we made too much? Not enough? Is it too wet or too dry? Will it stick together? The bicarbonate has given it a very interesting smell as well. Not horrible, just interesting. I suppose you could add mixed fruit or cherries or something, but I haven't made this recipe for absolutely ages, so I'm going to make it as the recipe and then next time make any adaptations. It is fundamentally flapjack by the looks of things. Look, see? So we're just mixing until you can't see any of the flour. Flapjack doesn't normally have flour, although I'm given to understand there are multiple versions of a flapjack recipe. The one I use is what I learnt at school, which is only sugar, butter, golden syrup and oats. But I know some people who make theirs with eggs and cornflakes and all sorts of combinations of things that don't make sense to my brain. Right, there we go, like that. Dump it out into your prepared tin and cook at 170 degrees centigrade, 325 Fahrenheit or gas mark 3 for about 15 minutes until golden. If it starts to burn on the top but you don't think it's cooked in the middle, put a little hat of either tin foil or more baking parchment just to cook the middle without making the top any browner. This is very sticky stuff and doesn't want to come out. Flatten it out and pop it in the oven for 15 minutes.